Hello from a very messy desk. Random items sitting around. I figured I would switch on the camera and just start recording because I have some things to talk about. I'm trying to get my thing here. There we go. Okay, that's neat. So I noticed on someone else's video, and y'all probably already know about this, and it's like, how could you not know about that? But if you have an Apple, I don't know if it's on the Android, I can't tell you. For Samsung, but for Apple, if you are recording on your phone and you have a watch, you can see what's in frame on your watch without having to stand up or whatever and look in your actual phone. I didn't know that until just this morning. I was watching, I think, Nessie Plans. She was setting up her, I think, week in her day designer. Okay. I think that's about got it where I can at least talk to y'all. So my last video was me deciding to use sterling ink, which I used this. I think it was this one. Yeah, I think. Or either this is my 20. No, it's 2025. Yeah, to try to see. And that very day, after I had decided, yeah, I think I will go with sterling ink for 2026 because it's bigger, it has more notes pages. I opened my weeks after trying to plan the current week, which was this one in here. And I opened my weeks and I was like, nope, I want to stay with my weeks. So if you were very irritated and like, I followed her for the Hobonichi weeks. Yeah, I just don't know what it is about sterling ink, because in my brain I'm like, and I tried to convince myself that I could be happy with this because it makes sense to my head. Like, you know, I should be able to use this just as well as I use my weeks. And then I have all these notes pages in the back. I see people using this planner and I'm like, but I don't know. I don't know what it is about the weekly spread and the sterling ink. But because it's bigger, like, you get more space. The quote's gone. I don't have to worry about that. Because I've never liked the quotes. But I don't know. I like the way the dates are set up here, and then you still have this little spot here where I put my word count. And I've done that. I've either put word count or my weather there for a long time. And I don't know, it's just, it just suits me better. And with that decision, I think I also talked about that I'm definitely keeping my A6. And I've been enjoying this. I wanted to flip through just the weekend. Well, even just August. I need to do something with this spread right here, but if you just go through August, you can see where I get busier, where it kind of falls off of stickers. Is it still filming? Yeah, okay. Anyways, it kind of falls off of stickers and just goes to a lot of ink because I've just been busy, and this has just been my grab it and write down whatever I need to write down. So I tried to put color there, and then at the end of the day, I didn't actually come back to this until like the end of the day, and then I just scribbled down everything that, okay. I showed something I wasn't supposed to show, so now I had to edit this video. But anyway, Sunday, again, I wrote the date in, then I started writing and in my book, and when I got back to this, I just scribbled down in ink. Monday, the same thing, except for I wrote some of this in the morning, And then like the meals, I wrote that down. I wrote this note of my husband's favorite coffee because I want to put it somewhere. And then today I did a lot of journaling this morning, and then the kids got up. I actually used a different pen for this. Where's that pen? Oh Lord. Okay, I didn't bring my Delphonics pouch. I just brought my planners to show y'all. So there we go. Anyways, this is just basic ink joy black pen. I got it in a, what's it called? One of those like blind date with a book that I bought at a small bookstore. And you can see the difference between the ink. And I just like how it makes the paper feel. And it curls like when you write with it, because I'm heavy-handed and that pen is like so thick. Anyways, then my kids got up this morning and they're all not feeling the best. My daughter's catching it. So yeah. So anyways, I'm definitely keeping my Hobonichi weeks. I've been watching the what's it called? The thing where they release festival, preview festival, something like that. And my son drew me a little, supposed to be like a dash sound. Anyway, yeah, I've been watching that, and other than the initial like talking about the megas, they've been talking about the standards, and I wish they would do more designs in the standards. Okay, let's see. Yeah, Hannah's still not feeling well. This is my health record, which I showed you on a different one. Not feeling well. D, sore throat. Plus, didn't sleep well. JT didn't sleep well. This is my health record. My husband hasn't really been complaining of feeling, oh yeah, well crap, I ran out of room there. See, that's the only problem with this. Like, my husband and I both had a sore throat over here on the 11th, but you can see that is completely filled up. So I guess I could put some kind of sticky note and make a note of that. But then my brain says if it falls off, I don't know, maybe I should put my husband's stuff here on my page too. I don't know. Some days I have a lot to write and some days I don't. I didn't sleep great. I had a scratchy throat. Chris, 2. I could do that. And then if he has anything more major, I guess I could put it in some of these pages because, oh, so if you remember on my last video, I was like really liking the idea of keeping some of my information up here in these pages she has, the quarterly goals and stuff. And I was like, that's the only thing I would regret not getting whatchamacallit, I can't talk this morning, a sterling ink for, would be those opening pages. And so what I did, I was like, you know what, I don't care, I'm gonna figure out a way for this to work. So what I did was I went through, I was looking at these, I was filling out my word count for the day, and then I was looking and I was like, I have Hobonichi weeks gives you January through March of the next year, and then they give you from the first full week of December. So like if December starts on a Tuesday, like the last day of November is like a Monday, you'll get that week or whatever. I don't know what I'm trying to say. Sometimes you get like the last week in November into the first week in December through that month. So what I did was, like I said, I have registers in here, I have old weeks, and I had weeks notebooks and stuff. So what I did was I would just pull this out and then I used double-sided adhesive and actually stuck it down at the page instead of just tipping it in. And so it's thicker, so it added bulk, which I certainly don't mind. I like my planners bulked up, but not this. I'm not doing that again. I don't mind if it gets bulky, but towards like, you know, October or November or something. Anyways, I taped the pages down through the monthlies through March. And then the first, see how this says November? This was like November 25th. The first was on a Sunday, 1st of December. So you got like the last week in November here. So I covered this, still have this page. So I covered, see that, it wrinkled up some, which I could just go ahead and put another page down on top of it, but I really didn't want the extra bulk. I think I did that with this one because it was really wrinkled like that. So I put another page on top. I might do that just to, so I don't have to try to write over that. But most of them turn out pretty good. I don't care anyway. Didn't bother me. I don't know why that one's like that. Oh, here. Oh, it wrinkled the page under it. Oh well, if you don't mind like little stuff like that. Okay, so yeah, so that's what I did. And then I have, I think I counted it up, it's like 14 pages here. So I could put like the social media tracking I was talking about. I could put my husband's health stuff in here. So like if he has something, he usually doesn't have a lot going on like that, but if he's getting a cold or whatever, I could put it in here somewhere. Like give him however many pages and then use the rest for social media tracking, stuff like that. But I have all this space that I could use instead of, you know, in the place of these quarterly pages, because that's pretty well the only thing that I really like about this planner are these quarterly pages. So you get this tracker, these boxes. I'm not crazy about the goals. I don't like that. I'm not really, and then Hobonichi Weeks comes with this anyway. And yeah, so that's the only thing I like particularly about the Sterling ink, and I could definitely use these spreads in the front, work them up for something like that. So yeah, that's what I decided to do. In the back, I went ahead and just covered over some of these pages that I wasn't going to use, like the size measurement things. I never use that page. And then they had, try to open it here. Come on, there we go. They had like doodles you could do, and I wasn't going to use that, so I covered that. And then you have, I don't remember, like recipes here. I covered that, and this was not supposed to be like this. I don't know why it did that. Okay, I need to put a piece of paper or something there to keep it from doing that. I'm just doing this as a placeholder. I use, oh, I know what, I have a whole bag of washi right here. Whole bag. I can just stick some washi down of some kind. Let's see. I like that pretty good. That kind of dark flowers type. I'll do that. Okay. But yeah, that's what I did. I just went ahead and covered some pages, so I gave myself more room in here. I don't care that it doesn't have 365 notes pages because I'm not going to use 365 notes pages. Okay, so there's that. Let me shut this before all my washi tape rolls away. But yeah, and then you got your 365-day check off, which I need to figure out something for that'll work for the rest of this year, because it's almost over. So I need something I can go back and like have used. I don't know if that's gonna work right there. Yeah, I need something I can track here. You know what? This could be my, well, no, I want to see it in a monthly, my reading days. I like seeing it per month, what it looks like, instead of just, you know, all the way through. So this would have to be something like maybe tracking how many hours of sleep I get. I could put that here. Or the days I write, and then I could just say, oh, I wrote so many days this year. I could do that. And have, you know, one color, or if I do my sleep, I could track it like under 6 hours or under 4 hours or under is a certain color. 6 hours is a certain color. You know, 7+ hours is another color. I could do that. Or I could just do the days that I write. Oh, here we go. I'll just stick this right here. There we go. I could put some more sticky notes right here if I wanted to. I don't know if I have any more that... Oh, there we go. I don't know, though. I don't know if that'll work. I really like these procrastination in progress notes. These ones not so much, but I still like them. Alright, I don't know, that might be too many notes though. But yeah, so I'm excited about the fact that I decided not to go with Sterling ink because I'm really happy with the Hobonichi weeks. Like, it's making me happy. And when I look at a Sterling ink spread that I've done, it doesn't make me happy. Even, like, you know, most of my spreads in my weeks are not filled in all the way yet. Like, you scared me. Okay, yeah, you don't need a tangler if your hair isn't wet. Okay, it'll make your hair greasy. They're not completely filled out, but they still, even being not filled out, you know, I have a few spreads that I've completely done up. Like, I can show you, I think it was like my first week in here. Yeah, this one I like really well. Like, my kids are being loud. But, alright, they're getting loud and I need to go right anyway. So, yeah, I love this. This makes me happy. I just like the way this turns out when I fill it up. And I just never ever, even, I can show you spreads I did like this. Like, this was a week that I loved, even though I was sick. Like, you can see the whole week. I went to my first, was it my first? No, my second. No, I don't know. I went to a Blackberry Smoke. No, this was my second concert. Yeah, my second Blackberry Smoke concert. And I love this week. I love the little stickers from LA Florals. I loved all of it. Like, I love the tip-ins. But it just still does not bring me the same joy that, see, like this. I remember doing this spread and I really liked, this was when I was trying my best to get back into my planner to the point where, like, you know, I really loved it again. I was using up some old Sticky Club stickers. These are either Lisa Lorraine or, crap, I can't remember the name of her shop. I'm sorry. Beautiful Plans Co. Yeah, I think that's what it is. And Happy Planner. Okay. I was using my, you know, Style Fit pens. And I remember doing the spread and I liked it, but it still does not give me the same joy that a Hobonichi week spread gives me. And I wish I could, they're right here. I still haven't fully unpacked from moving. So I like have a whole tub here of planner stuff and kids' school stuff that I have not gone through all the way. Oh, that was something else I wanted to talk to y'all about. Okay, this was not my favorite Hobonichi weeks. That year, it's in itself wasn't my favorite year. I'm trying my best, y'all. Okay, there's one that I liked. Okay, I enjoyed this year, 2023. This is 2022. Again, I stuffed this thing way too much. Like, and it's not just stuffed with, you know, tip-ins and stuff. It's like full registers. But this year, oh my gosh. Okay, I haven't like looked through this. My thing is starting to spin out now. My mother-in-law got me that, and it was doing really well, and then we moved from that tiny house and they had to move the plant. I haven't heard anymore if it survived or not. But, okay, I went and shut the door so that wash machine can spin out. But I was trying to print on vellum. I was just trying a lot of different things. This year I also tried that, it was a fountain pen. I tried this Dutch door thing, which, oh man, it stuck to one of the pictures. I was trying to draw. I can't draw. But I put in a bunch of stuff like this. This is a whole register here. I don't even know why that's in there. Oh, it was a daily. See, I had tried to use my Hobonichi weeks and then buy those little notebooks and use like one a month for dailies. Okay. Okay, my kids keep interrupting me big time. Anyways, again, I stuffed this thing with extra registers, not just, not just, you know, stuffing it. But I'm trying to find a spread. See, this one, this was the year I started out really enjoying this planner, and then I fell off of it in February. I went back and back planned it, and then I got back into it. See, and I tried different things. I love the spread. Like, I really enjoyed that one. It's not my style anymore, but my middle son is very loud. But I gotta make sure some of this stuff isn't covering up anything. It's not covering up anything personal. But I like this. Like, it makes me happy to flip through it. And I don't know if it's I honestly don't know. Like, I can't tell you. See, I ordered from Mama with More Plans here. I remember that day. Like, I remember sitting out on my steps of my little porch on our tiny house. And I remember doing this. And it was really fun. And it just makes me happy to flip through. Kind of like, I think what happened, I think I ended up, I don't remember if I got another week's. Oh no, I started writing this year. Yeah, this was the year I rediscovered my writing, and I was like, oh my gosh, I want to write again. Yeah, it was the 27th of June. And I started writing again. And then I fell off my planner because I was just spending every waking moment writing. And I just kept like this. I was like trying my best to get back into my planner, and then I fell off, and then I had PMDD, and then my brother-in-law got married, and I was still writing. You can see I tried to get back into my planner, and then here, was it this spread? One of these spreads I did, see, I remember that. I was listening to Dig a Hole by Blackberry Smoke. Like, I love that about these planners. Like, you can just go through, and I'm sure you can do that with any planner, but for me, it's just special in the bound book weeks. Oh, I love this spread. I took my mother-in-law to the doctor, and like, I had set this up several weeks before it was a dentist appointment. And I just decided to go ahead and do all ink, which is what I'm going to do this week because of this spread in here that I remembered from 2 years ago. And I want to try it again, like just all ink only. And then I love this paper. It came from the Sticky Club. I may just buy me a Sticky Club just to get the Halloween stuff. But yeah, I love this planner. Here I was definitely trying to get back on my planner, like in the moment. I'm not filming. I saw that was like one of the first Instax pictures I took. We went to the church we're going to now. We visited it way back in 2023. And then here was when I decided I need to start my new planner for the year. And I quit using this one. But it has so many memories and so many feelings. Like, you can go through and, you know, like right here, I remember doing this. setting this up because my husband was going back to work at DOT, and I was freaking terrified that my depression was going to start back up again, which it did. Not immediately. It took a little while. And then we had 2 incomes for a little while, and I had all these big plans of paying off a bunch of stuff. It didn't happen. And I didn't use these pages. PMDD, I was listening to Eric Church. Anyway, this is just flipping through my planner. But it was just a lot. And then I was trying to decide for 2024, which I think I ended up going with yeah, I did, Sterling ink. I ended up going with Sterling ink again. So I tried it 2 years, 2024. So you can see, yep, October. See, right when I started going off of this planner in October, Halloween, I remember back planning this. I was trying to get back in my planner, and I back planned this. So at one point, I believe we went to the mountains for a little while. And I don't remember what week that was, but I pre-ordered this planner. And then I started using it as soon as I got it. And I tipped in Sweet Freckle Designs, which I think is now Soft Paper Studio pages, so that I could start using it in October. And I kept with it. Like, I enjoyed this. And I don't know what's so different about the Soft Paper Studio planner and the... That's not gridded. Okay, maybe that's what throws me off. See? Maybe that's what it is. Something that simple. Sterling Ink's pages are gridded on this side, and Hobonichi Weeks isn't. And neither is Soft Paper Studio. Just the notes side. Oh my. Could it be something that simple that like throws me off of an entire planner? That is crazy. Anyway, I started using it, and you can see I did good. October through December. I love that sticker. I should pull that up and use it in something else. That was, see, a lot of LA Florals. I need to make another order to her. Well, my kid's doing school, and okay, I think I showed something personal. This was my first ever Blackberry Smoke concert. It was my first ever secular music concert. I've been to one other concert that was a Southern Gospel. But, okay, so, and then I started using the actual Sterling inks, and you can see I did enjoy it for a little while. So, January, I remember this. I don't remember what it was. Snow? Yeah, it must have been snow. Yeah, my husband worked late. But see, it didn't bother me as much that year as it did. But see, I enjoyed this. Really enjoyed this part. I'm trying to see when I started falling off of it. February. That's not long. So, I don't know why I fell off of it. If something happened in my life, and then, yeah, I wasn't like swapping planners. I don't remember what. I probably went into like a depression. And then I tried to pick back up on planner, March. I remember swapping planners here. But I don't know what I swapped to. Maybe this is 2024. Probably a week. But I don't have it with me right now. So anyway, my point is that I love these planners. I love the weeks. And I'm just not going to try. I tried in 2024 and 2025 to use a common planner, Sterling, and I didn't like this cover as much as this cover, but I still am not a big fan of these covers. And I don't know what it is about the weeks, but I definitely just love my weeks, and I'm sticking with my weeks, and that's what this video is about. And I wanted to go over some of this because I'm like, I have so many of these types of notebooks where from different sizes, A6, weeks, B6. I don't really think I have an A5, but I will use them like halfway up, and then I'll have a whole notebook that I haven't even used. And I don't know why when I'm in it, I don't feel like, oh, this is that great, but like I'm really enjoying this one. And I am trying to take the time to allow myself to feel how I'm enjoying it, because I was going through this stuff the other day and I started flipping through this, and I'm not crazy about how I set this up, and I wasn't when I used it. I like that sticker. I need to buy me some more book stickers. I have my kids in here and Stacks pictures. I love that sticker. I love the old motels. My son was into, that isn't even stuck down anywhere. My son was into Dog Man, Cat Man, or Cat, whatever, Pete Cat. It's my husband's raise. So I used this for like a month, from July, and at the time I couldn't see how much I loved this planner. Like, I put my Vans wrapper, I got me some Vans. Really like those shoes, but they're just not practical for living out in the country like I do. But I loved all my stickers. I loved writing. I loved turning it sideways and writing. And my first million view reel didn't bring in the followers like I thought, question mark. It's amazing to think back. This was, what year was this? Of course, 2024, last year. I've had so many million view, 2 million, 7 million view reels since then. Like, you know, I'm thankful, but it's amazing how when you're going through something, you don't really think to look back, like, you know, and think where you were a year ago and what your work has done, like how much your work has paid off. This was me trying to build my following, figuring out hashtags. I couldn't sleep during this phase of my life. Like, I could not sleep. So I would just get up and I would start taking notes on videos. What can I do realistically? Again, sideways writing. That was backwards to how I do it usually. Trying to figure out a schedule because I was freaking out. I do that every year when it gets around to having school. School starting, I start freaking out about my schedule. And I survive every year. But like, see this? It's like a little meal list, stuff I had to do. I was putting in scrapbook pages. I want to do that in this planner. My daughter, I was watching my nephew. Then I dipped into depression and had to stop watching him for a little while. Now I'm back at it. But I love this planner. Like, I just had fun with it. And it never worked for me to pre-set up my pages. That's what this is. Like, if I don't, and it's still to this day, it's like that. If I set my pages up ahead of time, instead of waiting for the day, I just don't use them. Another hurricane. My husband was probably working late. There is so much stuff in here that I have to keep editing out because it's private or shows addresses or something. But like, I'm trying to, like, I looked through this the other day and I was like, why did I not keep doing this? Like, I took up a whole page just to stay with what works. And I did that over here too. And I bet that was a thing for my planner. Yeah. I was like, last month I was like going through a really hard time. Everybody was sick. We lost our cat and I talked about it. So I was like telling myself, right, you know, I have a deadline. I'm not doing that again, by the way. But anyway, ordered my 2025 planner. Sterling ink mulberry. Well, I'm back. I must have fallen off my planner. Yeah, I did. Because see, that's August. I didn't come back until September. And then I fell off again. But seriously, like, quotes. These were quotes I was going to use. What? Oh no, they were quotes that I just liked out of books. Look at that. But see, I love this. I love flipping through this. And it just encouraged me, looking through my old planners, to stick with this because I love it. I love my cover. I love how it's working with this, the day designer. I love how I'm filling it up, how I have the freedom to write. It's not predated. I can just do whatever I want with it. I can use stickers if I want. I can use highlighter if I want. I'm loving my weeks. I love how I have everything set up, my goals. I need to do this, 6-month check-in, end of year reflections. I need to update this. I need to read more. I'm trying to write so much, I'm not reading. I need to fill this in, the books I must read. And I still need to do back planning, but like, I love how I have it set up with my health pages. And sometimes it just takes a little bit of looking back at what you had and what you walked away from, and you're like, you know, I really like that. Why did I think that I needed to try something different? You know, and it's fine to try something different if you want to, but if it causes you more anxiety, then it's, you know, then staying with what you have. Like, I'm talking about for myself, you know, if trying to move to something different just because I feel like, oh, I need more pages. Why? Like, why do I need more pages in my weeks? I mean, look at this. It's beautiful. I don't need any more pages. I can use my A6. I can fill it up every 3 months if I want to. I have plenty of pages between this system, and I love this. I love how it fits, and I'm happy. So I'm really, really excited to order my 2026 weeks. And yeah, so that's pretty well what this huge long video was about. If you made it this far, thank you very much for watching. Please sub if you haven't for more content like this, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.